Hey guys, welcome to Mr. Smith's Kitchen. Brian, Mr. Smith, as always, kitchen. Today, it's dinner time, but it's actually morning, although we're getting ready to start dinner now. We're going to do a crock pot meal. Not a lot of extra things going on today, sorry, I'm fidgety. I've got to do some canning today. I got some tomatoes that I need to turn into crushed tomatoes, which I may do a video on. I haven't decided yet. I gotta get out and clean up the garden. Got a bunch of green tomatoes. I'm gonna pop off the tomato plants. Tomato plants are pretty much done for the season, and that way we're gonna let those ripen. Maybe make some sauce out of them. I need to go to the grocery store. Yeah, there's just a never-ending list of to-dos. Oh, and Sarah's gonna go see Panic at the Disco tonight, and even though she didn't invite me, I thought she was going to. That's okay. I get to drop her off, and it's way up in Columbus. So I got that. So with everything going on that I gotta get done today, I thought we'd do I know another crock pot meal. But this one's awesome. It's got some of my favorite herbs in it, and just all kinds of. Oh, it's gonna be amazing. It's a pork tenderloin and a garlic sauce. It's got some onions in it. We're gonna turn that sauce into a gravy. And it's got some fresh minced garlic and some fresh thyme and some fresh bay leaves and some dried basil and a little bit of garlic and crushed red pepper and brown sugar and soy sauce, and it's going to be amazing and we're going to love it. So, if you're new to my channel, welcome. If this is your first video ever, welcome. And check them out. Check out some of my other videos. I've got a video for almost every occasion. We do a lot of baking and cooking. Some gardening, whatever is food related, basically, is on my channel. If you're returning, thank you. I appreciate it. You're amazing, as always. I'd like to welcome our new subscribers. We are at 198, which is like 194 more than I ever thought I would have, and that's great that there are people that truly want to be a part of a nice neighborhood and, be good neighbors through food. Because that's awesome. Yeah, you can share a meal, you can share a dessert, you can share extras in your garden. That's all part of being a good neighbor. Subscribe buttons down below. Please, if you're so inclined, feel free to subscribe. Notification bell's right next to that. I'll let you know my videos come out. Usually Tuesday, Wednesdays. Lately I've been throwing in a Saturday video also, because we've been processing different things, canning different things for the wintertime. And thumbs up, thumbs down are great. Does a couple things like subscribing. It gets gets us into the YouTube algorithm, gets us out there, lets our neighborhood grow. Also lets me know how I'm doing, or if you're trolling me. Either way, troll away. It still gets me out in the algorithm. And yeah, I think that's it. Comments, love comments. I respond to all of them, only if I don't get many. And even if I got a million, I try real hard to. So. That being said, let's get down here because we do have a little bit of work to do. It's not a lot. Shouldn't take you more than about 10 minutes total to do all this, maybe 15. And then we can turn the crock pot on and walk away for a while, 8 to 10 hours, as a matter of fact, on low. So let me get you down to the counter and we'll get started. Hold on for me 1 second. All right, we're down here at the counter. Let me mute my laptop there. I love to listen to things and cook and talk and, hey, all kinds of stuff. The kitchen for me is my zen place. So things we will need, you really need, as far as tools go, it's minimal. You will need a crock pot, which I have the base of my crock pot right here. I'm actually going to put the crock pot in the basement where it's cooler. It's going to be 90 today. It's the last day of summer. And it's going to be 90 degrees outside. It's going to let us know. But tomorrow it's going to be in the 60s. It's awesome. You will need a pan of some sort. Cast iron or otherwise. If you're new to my channel or you don't know, all I have is cast iron, with the exception of my stock pots. I don't have any non-stick pans other than cast iron. Most pans, unless you get really expensive ones that you still have to replace every 5 or 6 years, have a chemical on them that if you get it too hot, it can get into your food, it can start to break down. It's just not good for you. It's been known to cause cancer. So I prefer cast iron, something that can last 1,000 years and hand down to like 6 generations. 4 generations from now, somebody's going to say this was my great-great-great-great-grandfather's pan, and I still have it, and that'll be an awesome story to tell. All right, so I got my pan warming up. First thing we're going to do is we're going to put about 2 tablespoons of oil in there. Not much more. A little bit more in there, just like such. And I do have this written down on the recipe. If you are new to my channel, I write down all my recipes. If we like them, we keep them. If we can modify them, we'll keep them. If we don't like them at all, then we just pitch them to the side and start over again. Right here I have, in this case, 2 pork tenderloins. The original recipe called for 1 to 1.5. I've got 2, and that will feed, we've got 6 people to feed, and this will be plenty. So, and the rules still apply pretty much the same. Whether you're using a pound, pound and a half, 2 pounds, 3 pounds, you get much more than that, then you might want to add some extra stuff to it. But first thing we're going to do is we're going to take some salt and about, I'm going to say about maybe a 1/4 teaspoon, a little more, and we're going to put it on the tenderloin, and then we're going to take some pepper, and we're going to season it with the pepper. You know, and it's to taste. I mean, the recipe doesn't even give measurements. The original recipe, and I did change it up just a hair, but not by much. I like to try, especially the first time I ever make something, try to use the original recipe in full. That smooth around a little bit. Then we'll flip these over and repeat on this side. And what this is doing, the salt and pepper, not only is it helping to season, because tenderloin is not that flavorful. It's good, falls apart, it's great for making barbecue, but it in and of itself is, you know, kind of boring. But what this is doing is it's helping to loosen this meat up, season it a little, and then excuse me, once we get this done, such excellent, we are going to drop things because that's what we do. And I can see that my pan is already starting to smoke, oil starting to dance. That's what we want. Now I'm only going to be able to do these one at a time. So all I'm going to do is take my tenderloin, put it in here, and I'm going to sear the sides. I'm just looking to sear. I'm not trying to cook this thing all the way through. That's what crockpot's for. So I'm going to get these seared. Once I get them seared, I'm going to put them in the crock pot to get them out of the pan. But what I want to do before that is I've got 1 full fresh onion here. Alright, and I'm going to put this in the bottom of the crock pot. And I just sliced it up. And you can do your onion however you wish. Thin sliced, thick sliced, chopped, rough chopped, you know, quartered, however you like to do it. There are no rules to this. The onion's not even in the original recipe. That's just, I was like, ooh, this sounds good, and I think it would taste good with onion in it. But what we're going to do is after we get these seared on all 4 sides, we're going to put those in there on top of the onions. So let me get these seared, and in the crock pot we'll move on to the next step. Alright, so we are seared on all 4 sides, looking good. That looks amazing as is. And we're just going to, like I said, stick those in the crock pot on top of the onions. And then I'm going to go grab a spoon or a wooden spatula. And in this pan, with the oil and the remnants and the dizzy-doos and whatnot, I'm going to first put a handle on this bad boy because it's hot after I drop it. Silicone handles are your friend. I'm going to add my garlic to this. My minced garlic. We're going to throw that in there, just like such. And we're going to cook the garlic for just a minute or so. Yeah, you want to be able to smell that flavor, get it a nice golden color. And it won't take long, but the important thing is you don't want to clean out your pan. You want that little bits of pork tenderloin on the bottom of that pan, along with any oils and all that stuff. All right, see, I mean, it took no time at all. Yeah, about 30 seconds to a minute. I can smell the garlic. It's nice and brown. So the next thing I'm going to add to this is a half cup of chicken stock or chicken broth, either one. And I'm going to add a half a cup of soy sauce. Yeah, I can never pronounce that right. I get told all the time that I pronounce it wrong. Get that in there, and all that's doing is aid to glazing the pan. But we just added so much flavor to this. It's unbelievable, and all we did was, add a couple ingredients. Turn that down a little bit so we don't burn it all off. And we're gonna add a 1/4 teaspoon of red pepper flakes or birdseed or whatever it is you know it by. Give that a good stir in there so we can get that bubbling even, get back on the burner so that way we are bubbling even. I'm going to add a half a teaspoon of garlic powder, and this is a garlic sauce, so I mean, it's got that fresh garlic in there, but I just, for some reason, I got it in my head that this will make it taste that much more amazing than it's already going to. We'll give that a quick stir. Right? Look at that. Oh, turn that down to low. Because all we're doing is giving it a good mix. And then I'm going to add some basil, about a 1/4 teaspoon of basil. And this is just dried basil. I couldn't find any fresh basil, believe it or not, so we ran without that. We're going to put some fresh thyme in here. Now, thyme I found fresh, and I know in our house, thyme just is king. Get that in there, and then I got one more ingredient I got to go get real quick, so I'll be back in like 2 seconds. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. I'm always forgetting something. All right, so to balance out all this acidity that's in here, all this flavor, I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. It won't make it horribly sweet because we've got all that acidity in there that's giving it, it's kicked, but we need a balance in that, or it'll just be overpowerful and it won't taste very good. So I got my 2 tablespoons of brown sugar in there, and we're just going to make sure we get it melted. Just like such. Alright, shouldn't take long. Cast iron retains its heat forever. And then I'm going to throw 2 fresh bay leaves in there, just to kind of get them, introduced just a hair. Before we go and put this over the crock pot, let me make sure I got everything in here I wanted to get in here. Salt and pepper, garlic, onions, thyme, basil, soy sauce, sugar, pepper flakes. Yep, we are good to go. See, I mean, this is it. So we go ahead and turn our stove top off. We're going to take this and pour it over our pork tenderloin. And I'm here to tell you, I know it's 9 o'clock in the morning, but by God, it smells amazing in the house. Alright, so now all I got to do, all that's left to do is put the lid on this and send it and cook and start the crock pot. So now that we got that going, matter of fact, now that I got that going, I'll get this on. I'm gonna cook it in the crock pot on low, and it's gonna take about 8 hours, 7-8 hours on low, which is fine because I got 7 to 8 hours worth of stuff to do, and we got a couple more things to do after that. And that's just simply make the sauce that's going to go with this. It's going to be more like a gravy. When it gets done, we'll take all the juices and stuff that have come from that tenderloin and the sauce we just made. We'll add a little cornstarch to it, thicken it up, and we'll be ready to eat. So when I come back, we'll go ahead and make the slurry, make the gravy, and give it a try. All right, I'll see you here in just a moment. All right, guys, so we let this thing cook all day. Let me get my glasses off so you're not looking at the reflection of my kitchen light. And we started that about 9:15 this morning. It's now 4:35. It's at temp, and we're about to find out how tender it is based on the fact that that is Chris, for all those that want to know. That's my wife, if you're new. So we're going to find out how tender this is. Let me get you down here to the counter, and we'll go ahead and the next, because we only got like a couple more steps to do. So this should be fall apart tender when I take it out, or at least close to it, as we want it to fall apart. Oh yeah, I can already tell you it's tender. I mean, look at that. I mean, that's gorgeous. So we're gonna take these out of here like such. Go ahead and get our leaves out. Yeah, with bay leaves, you don't want to leave those in. They're not edible. They won't poison you or anything. I don't know how new you are to bay leaves, but these edges are really sharp, and they don't digest in your stomach, and that can cut the lining of your stomach and your intestines, and that would be no fun. So it's important you take those out. They have great flavor. Just don't eat them. All right, so I've got 1 tablespoon of water right here, some cool water. And I'm going to take 1 tablespoon of cornstarch, just like such. And I'm going to put this in the water, like such. And then we will take it, and we're going to make a slurry, right? We're just going to mix this up real good. Although I could have probably picked a little wider container to do this in, but that's all right. All right, we are mixed up. Now we're going to pour it into here. And we're going to mix this until it thickens. Now I've still got this on warm, okay, just so everybody's aware. So I'm going to let this go until it thickens, and then we will put our meat back in and serve. All right, got that thickening up. So the next thing we're going to do is grab our tenderloins. And does that not look beautiful? I can't get past how good that looks. Put it back in there. Now that they're falling apart and hot, get that onion back. Get that caramelized onion in there, because that looks amazing. Get rid of our bay leaves. And then we are just going to shred this up. Now you can cut this, if it'll stay together long enough. I mean, if you cook this for 8 hours, your pork tenderloin may not stay together trying to get it out to make your sauce. But we're going to shred ours up a little bit and have it over rice, which I think is going to taste, I mean, look at that. It's got all that. You guys need to see this, really, as I'm sitting here doing this. I mean, because that's just got so much color to it compared to what it had before, and it is just fall apart tender. I'm so happy with the way this looks, and it smells fantastic. So we are definitely 2/3 of the way there. And like I said, you can't, I mean, we have the option. We can take the tenderloin out, pour the drippings and the sauce into a pan, add our cornstarch that way, and heat it up quick and make it thick. But I knew I wanted to shred this. Then you would just pour it over top of your tenderloin and cut it to pieces, cut it into pieces and serve it with sides. But I knew I wanted to have this with bread and rice or potatoes, either one. So I want it more shredded. All right, there is that. All right, give me 1 second to get something we can dish this up with, and we'll give it a taste. All right, back in 1 second. All right, got a plate. That's the important thing right here. And I'm just going to try this for us. You know, Chris is currently getting the rice together, but I can't wait. I want to try it, and I want you to try it with me. There we are, in all its fame and glory. Let me get a couple things here. Oop. Get a fork right quick so we can try this. And I want to grab some of this sauce and pour it over the top. We can get that juice going. I mean, oh, I'm telling you, that just looks. One more look. There you are. Would you like to have the first bite? I'll let you have it, because I don't think you're going to be disappointed. My mouth is watering. That's how amazing this smells and looks. But just because it looks good and it smells good, you know, doesn't always mean it's going to taste great. So let's see. Let me tell you what, that is just a punch of flavor. Holy cow, what a recipe. I would so do this all the time. And it took no time to put together. Just let it cook all day. You can put this on in the morning before you go to work. Boom, instant dinner when you get home. All you gotta do is make your sides. That is so tender. So delicious. I don't even know how to describe the flavor. Other than wow. I mean, I have some choice, colorful words too, but it's a family show. Try this. Quick, easy. Make it your own if you want. I did this one. You know, I added a few things to it that weren't in the original recipe. Onions, the fresh thyme, yeah, the bay leaves. That it's gonna knock your socks off. You'll be able to have family over for dinner, and they're gonna think you're the most amazing chef ever. I guarantee it. So, let me know if you do try this. Leave me a comment down below, or if you have a similar recipe, or what do you do with pork tenderloin? All the same. Yeah, I know there's a million and one things you can do with a pork tenderloin. This just sounded like a good option for tonight. Tomorrow, we are going to do a German's chocolate cake with a bit of a history lesson. I think it'll be fun. I learned a lot about this cake over the last couple of days, and I don't think I've ever made one. I've eaten them. I've eaten plenty over my lifetime, I'm sure, but I've never made one. So we're going to try to make one, and I'll tell you a little bit about its background in the process. So I'm going to go take this to the table so we can eat and enjoy each other's company and enjoy this amazing pork tenderloin. I'm telling you, try this recipe. So until tomorrow for German chocolate cake, actually it's German's chocolate cake. Let you know more about that tomorrow. I love you. I love you very much. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Yeah. Tell somebody else you love them. You love them very, very much. Make some of this and invite them over for dinner. Guarantee it'll be just award-winning. Knock it out of the park. They'll be telling everybody in the world about how good a cook you are and how much you love them. All right? So I'll see you tomorrow for German chocolate cake. Talk to you later. Love you. Bye.